Hey friends, we're back live on twitch.tv/space station. It's episode 31. I'm Neato. This is Widow. We
Hello.
have Trihouse,
Hello.
Veeds, and Ranny joining us
Hi.
once again for a little chat today. And Widow, what are we talking about today?
Hey
What's on your
guys. Today we're talking, final opinions on the NASCAR bundle, and then we're gonna kill it. We're never gonna talk about it again. And the controversial pricing. The controversial pricing that everyone seems to have an opinion on. Other platforms making big moves for creators like the YouTube Shorts Fund. Some of your Scuffed crew here making a really cool list this past couple days. And of course, we're going to be wrapping it up, taking questions from our live audience. And it's going to be amazing. So let's dive into our final, probably most likely final conversation about the NASCAR bundle ever. What did we think?
I think it was, for the most part, it was the very first bundle that was priced appropriately. I think you got 21 items. That included, obviously, it included all the banners and decals and stuff per car. I would have liked all the decals to be available for each car because I am very partial to the Glizzy Mustang decal myself. But
Yes.
I can't put it on the Toyota Camry, so that was a big bummer. But I still rock the Glizzy Mustang. I don't even like the Dominus hitbox, and I've been using them because I like how they feel. Like, I don't know.
They
It's
do
just,
feel
I
really
think they
good.
I think they did a really good job. I think they did a good job with that bundle.
It's the Dom hitbox mixed with the shape of the NASCAR cars, because I've always hated Dom because I felt like because of how flat it was, I just whiffed things or I'd go under. Like, if that makes sense, I feel like I would go under everything using the Dom, but I don't. And I like Neato. I'm just using the Glizzy Mobile nonstop. But I mentioned forever ago that
Sorry. Just the way you said it. Just the way you said it. Just nonstop.
Oscar Mayer
using the Glizzy-
Wiener Mustang. Anyway, before we get fired, no, I mentioned forever ago that I really wanted the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile in game. Like, I desperately wanted it in game. And this is the closest I'll ever get. So I've been rocking the Mustang, and it's been great. I feel like I don't whiff it. Don't make that face, Ranny. No, but what Veeds, Ranny, Trihouse, what have you guys been? Have you been using any of the NASCAR bundles? Are we enjoying it?
I was using the Mustang, but I gave up on it because I do think this bundle was priced the most appropriately because obviously the Lambo was just $20 for the Lambo, and that was like, okay, all right. But my biggest gripe with the entire pack is the lack of customization. Like, I know they want the cars to look a certain way, but like, I can't even use the Goodyear wheels, which I think the Goodyear wheels are incredible. I can't use them on any other car. And it's like, you can't even Bacchus mod them to the other cars. So
Dang,
it's just
they
like,
got them on lock. Lock. Even Bacchus can't access them. Sheesh.
Exactly. And I'm like, for me, I don't know. Like, I love the cars. Like, don't get me wrong. The Mustang was a dream to play with. But in the long run, I was like, as a content creator, I'm not going to use this car for like ever, simply because I can't customize anything with it.
Devil's advocate, pulling the marketing card and all of that. I get why though. Like, I get why. Because if you're if you're going to get a sponsorship for so most of the time that people run ads, if Lamborghini runs an ad during the Super Bowl, they're at least appealing to a portion of an audience that might be interested in buying a Lamborghini or appeal to anything in the brand. When you're bringing a brand like NASCAR or you're bringing a brand like Lamborghini, specifically the comparison here is that you paid $20 for the NASCAR bundle, which you got a lot of items for. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible, but people didn't like that there was $20 for the Lambo when you only got 2 cars and 2 skins and everything there. The thing there is that if they're going to convince a brand like Lamborghini to advertise inside a game like Rocket League, where there is a 0.00001 chance that somebody playing Rocket League is probably going to be like, now I'm going to buy a Lamborghini, they're going to want their brand to be their brand. Lamborghini and things like that are they're
Lambo
specific.
Just preventing me from putting on my Lambo wheels on my prized Scarab. They don't want it to be associated. They're Scarab haters.
And like,
some Italian guys,
I agree.
like looking at the game, like I do not want my wheels on this.
I would, I would love to have.
It must be on the Lamborghini.
Oh my god! No,
I would love
that was
to have
my
tournament
porn
decal.
guy.
Yeah, I would love to have my tournament decal on my Lambo. You know what I mean? And I would love to use the Goodyear tires on other things. But I feel like this was them protecting their brand. You know, in their sense.
But they couldn't give us one version of the car where we could at least change the paint color,
right?
Yeah,
like at least the Lambo you could change the paint color. Couldn't change the paint finish, but you could change the color. And it's like, so for I think for the Camry, there's only like 3 or 4 decals, something like that. It's
it's a dang shame.
And no color customization, no wheel customization. It's like, I mean, they still have the boost. You can change the boost, but like, I don't know.
I get it, but I also
I understand protecting the brand, but like the F-150, the reason I'm still using it is because I can customize it. Like, and it's still an F-150.
True. Really, I think that one. What about you, Ranny? Have you tried out any of the NASCARs?
No,
Great insight, Ranny.
a lot to say about it. I haven't used any of them. I got them. I made a TikTok of me singing about how I'm going to keep on using the Fennec. And that's the last time I looked at them.
Hey, Psionics, thank you for these free items. Let me really loudly express how I'm not going to use them at all.
That's exactly what I did. I feel terrible.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad.
You're laughing.
Maybe
I don't feel that bad.
Just make one little video, with them.
I made a video with them. It just happened to be about me using my Fennec.
Fair.
I just feel like.
Do you use any of them?
Huh?
Do you use any of the long cars, Veeds?
I tried out the Mustang, and actually, it fit the hitbox pretty perfectly. Like, it does feel good, but it is, again, it's just a lack of customization. Like, I don't really want to. A lot of the decals that we got just aren't colors that I use in the game often, so it just didn't really interest me in that sense. But as far as like the pricing and stuff goes, I think it was pretty solid. To be honest, I don't even really think the Lambo was that overpriced personally. But that's comparing
it was
to
one car, 2 pairs of wheels. Like, I think it was a little much.
No. But okay, so it's overpriced. But I think as far as it goes, like DLC like that goes across other games and gaming in general, it wasn't
right. People did mention that comparison. And you're right.
Yeah, people always comment. Remember when the DLCs were $3?
Yeah,
and
the
I was like,
was $20.
To be fair, Psionics never should have sold DLC cars for that cheap.
Yep.
That was foolish from day one, and they set a really bad precedence for that.
The biggest argument that comes there is If anyone who defends the prices, we love you, Twitter. We love you, Twitter. Twitter, you're our favorite platform. We love our conversations. So before you come for me, the thing is, if you voice your opinion about this on Twitter, everyone just comes at you about how absolutely not. They're killing the market. They're destroying the market. This is a game who is suddenly going from like 100,000 concurrent viewers to over 1 million concurrent viewers. They need to pay to have the servers up. They need to pay to have their staff. They need to pay to continue to have the game that you guys are loving. And they gave it to you free. They don't run ads. They don't run ads in game. They don't have any of that happening. They give you an optional item shop, and it's not even an item shop that affects your ability in game. You know what I mean? It's not something that could make you better at scoring flip resets. It's not something that can make you get out of plat finally. It's nothing like that. It is purely 100% cosmetic. It is an option, and it is a privilege if you want to buy it. And I understand your complaint that, hey, I really want the DLC. I can't afford it. I want things that there's still things in the item shop that you can get. There are still things that are affordable. There are still things that are a couple hundred credits. There's a rocket pass available that you can pay $10 for and make your $10 back by the end of it. Save those credits. Save those credits.
Wrong. Everything
everyone
should
thinks
be
I'm
free, and no one should have to pay for anything
but
ever.
I went into Valorant the night that, like, I went into Valorant the night the game came out, and I'm not saying that Valorant prices are justified, but the day that the NASCAR pack came out. The day that the NASCAR pack came out and everyone was arguing, I got on Valorant. It's the new season, and a knife skin was $35. If you wanted the new bundle, if you wanted the new bundle of all the things that customize the 5 weapons you have, it's $71 for a skin pack. It was $71 for a skin pack for the whole thing.
That's more than a game.
Yeah,
right?
That's more than a game.
Valorant is also free.
What?
It's more than deluxe COD.
That is absurd. That is actually absurd.
Oh God.
Wait, how are you charged more than a game for
now?
a
Do you
cosmetic?
understand?
Do you
My
understand?
point about prices across other games now.
What the?
Like
That
it's mental what some games charge for stuff.
And I if you play Cold War, if you play any of these games, you'll go in and you'll realize a skin or a bundle for just like a couple skins. Valorant by far, I think, is the most expensive at the moment. And the argument when pointing that out, that a lot of people said, and I hear you, is that none of that is right. None of that is correct. None of the games should be that expensive. But I do not think that a sponsored bundle being $20 is that expensive. It is bringing in a sponsor.
It's fine.
And it is a privilege for you to be able to buy it. You don't have to buy it. And I hate the argument of when people were like, if you're telling me that I didn't have to buy it, that's not fair. No, I don't care, because there are item shop items that are much cheaper, and you're not complaining that every time you unlock a black market, it's also $20 or more. So I don't know.
They're just mad because they're
always
probably
complained about
banned
black
and can't buy it at the moment. Like, they can't even
Yeah.
go into the item shop because they got banned because they said some stuff. Because, like, I feel like people who complain about that realistically didn't really look at the bundle, because you wouldn't be saying that if you realized, like, oh, I'm actually paying less than $1 for all of these items.
See,
it's like 21 items for $20.
I do think black markets should be cheaper. I do think they should be like, I think that should be like a knocked down price. I think they should be like $10 to open.
Now, I think
some
they should
black
add
markets
a better rarity to
are
vary, or more
Yeah.
money for like rarities, or not rarities, paint finishes. So it's like a black market should be like $15, but if they put in a titanium white atomizer or something, like, all right, charge 20 for that, or 25 or whatever. It's like, if you know you're putting in a painted version of a black market, I understand that. But like, we can get free black markets through trade ups in game now, non-painted.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get painted black markets through the trade up system in game right now. And it's like, so I feel like there should be a bigger premium on paint finishes for black markets. But in general, like, I don't think it's realistic to pay, that absurd price for
$20 for Tora. Get out of here.
And like what Neato said, some black markets suck. Not all black markets are equal. It should not just be, hey, you're purple.
They should retroactively downgrade their rarity.
Yeah, and make them cheaper. Bring them to the item shop, something that you see. You want people to keep buying those black markets that you don't you don't see them using anymore, that you see them complaining about. Put them in the item shop and knock down the price a few pegs. You know what I mean? Show them that, oh my God, they put a black market decal in and it's only 1,200 credits instead of 2,000. They'll get you to start liking those decals again. But yeah, like when you have the least popular black market the same price as the most popular, people are never going to buy the other one. They're never going to buy it because it's too expensive.
Yeah, it's because like there's that one design guy. He's like super proud. He's like, no, this is just as good as all the other black markets. I spent just as many hours making it.
We love you, design team.
I don't think I've seen anyone use Tora since it came out.
I'm not
personally.
gonna lie. I was using it about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah, and it's actually, I made a preset with it that actually looked super clean.
With Tora?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Tora is
Twitter.
not the worst black market there is, but that was the first bad one that like was bad. You guys know, like if you started playing, like there was only a handful of black markets, and Tora was it was like the worst one for a long time. And then they started making way more and ran out of ideas.
Wait.
And then...
What's everyone's least favorite black market then?
Labyrinth is the worst. 100%.
It's Labyrinth.
Exactly.
I don't like Stormwatch. I've never liked Stormwatch. I don't think
Stormwatch, you
is
can make
so
some. You
good.
can make some clean presets with
Stormwatch is
Stormwatch.
so
I don't know what
good.
you're
no,
saying.
it's
Oh
cheesy.
no.
20x
Also-
is
Circles in the
terrible.
middle. Absolutely not.
Biomass
I hate-
is
I
kind
hate
of on
Fire
that
God.
line.
No,
20XX?
Fire God.
Hmm.
It's
I'm
pretty
with Ranny.
bright. It's pretty flashy.
Yo, no,
20X.
Fire God
Fire God
was
was
my
my
very
first
first
black market.
Interstellar,
Same try.
worst black
Fire
market.
God was my first black market.
Oh my god.
No
No,
one
it's
likes Interstellar
really
decal.
flashy. Interstellar is probably like one of the most popular ones, simply because it's like the space. It's like the only one that has that
Danny's
theme.
loving it today.
I think it's fine, but
No, but wait, do you
But,
actually not like
uh,
20XX, Ranny?
No, I'm kidding. It's actually pretty cool.
I don't
20XX
like
It-
it.
the
I think it's the
colors
most
can be
overhyped.
weird.
I don't use it. I don't have it, but
if you don't
Okay,
have
but
the
we're
right
talking
colors,
Not the worst.
decal. We're talking decals too. We've got like black market goal explosions that shouldn't be black market goal explosions, and it
Get
could,
Toon out of here.
yeah,
The
Toon
amount of
shouldn't
time
be a
I've
black
traded up for
market.
Toon.
Original
also
Dueling
don't like-
Dragons though, forever. Oh,
Dueling
Sorry.
Dragons
Wait, the
is
best
good.
goal explosion in the game isn't even a black market.
Yeah, well, it's
Butterflies is the best
springtime.
goal explosion.
Yeah, butterflies. That's what it is. Yeah.
the poof one.
It was just a spring thing. I hope they bring it back. I really want people to get their hands on that butterflies.
What,
It's
the
the
butterfly?
best.
What is
Dude.
that
Yeah.
one?
It's a spring.
yeah,
flowers?
springtime.
There's no way you don't know what butterflies
It's
is.
beautiful.
Well, I've seen Reddles use it. I thought it
yeah,
was a
Reddles
black
is
market.
No,
No,
it's not a
no,
black
it's
market. It's just a normal goal explosion.
Is rare.
Yeah, but Toon
You
is the
you
black
have it
market. Toon is the black market. No, like another really underrated goal explosion. Ranny's been using a lot of the variations
exotic.
lately. The dust clouds, the dust goal explosions are just so freaking pigmented. Like the titanium white and the cobalt and all of those. I don't know. I feel like there
Those are
should be like we said, some things should no longer be black market anymore, and they should. I don't know. No one's ever gonna be happy, but yeah, Stormwatch sucks.
Is Solar Flare is black market?
How
Is
much
that-
is
is
so
that one?
clean?
Get out of here with the Stormwatch. Like, you already solidified that. Why are you
The
not saying anything?
Stormwatch
Stormwatch is
isn't
good.
bad. It's not.
Dissolver is hands down to me my favorite black market that they ever
Oh,
came out with.
Dissolver is very
Isn't it
clean.
black
It'll
market?
always be clean.
Dissolver is
You
the
can
black
put-
market. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put a dissolver on anything and it looks better than it did before.
Dissolver on a scarab. It's great. It's a little water ball.
God, the scarab is just
Yeah,
the worst.
I mean,
It's,
I think they did a good job with this bundle. I hope to see bundles like that in the future where they're just like really jam packed full of things. Hopefully the F1,
oh my
like
gosh,
maybe there
it's-
would be a bundle involving that. I really hope it's not one car. You know, I'm hoping it's a
Yeah.
couple cars.
I genuinely think they did a good job, and it was nice seeing them. The amount of items we got, and I know that it's not all the customization everybody wants, but doubling down on that. If you see the NASCAR, if you saw the Mustang in game and it didn't have the NASCAR decal on it, you wouldn't know that it was a NASCAR sponsorship. You know,
they should have made one that had the NASCAR freaking name right on the side of it, but you could change the paint colors. That's the one
yeah,
thing.
I get
Like,
that.
you could have protected the name and the and you would have extended the amount of people that would have purchased it, because that's the number one complaint I get in my chat about it, is that like if they can't customize it or at least use the Goodyear wheels or on something else, they're like,
Yes, let us use the Goodyear wheels.
I
They're so
remember
nice.
there was
Those-
a bug.
they're
There was a
so
bug out
good.
there that you could use different wheels on the Batmobile car. Did you guys ever see that?
I
I feel like I remember something like that.
It might
but
have
that was a
it
long
might have
time
been like a Bakis mod, like local client kind of thing, but I remember seeing someone put like Reapers on a Batmobile. I was like, what? How the hell did you even do this? Like that shouldn't even be a
That's
thing
weird.
possible if it's car that shouldn't, like, you think that they wouldn't be able to even change anything on it if they don't allow it.
Oh, that's
Speaking
really
of
true. I
books,
wish they'd let us put
It's on
toppers
server
on them.
side? It was on server side. Wow. So it wasn't even just local, it
nobody
was on
wants
server.
toppers on them.
Wait, speaking of bugs, though, did
Mr.
anyone
Hot
get
Dog on the
that?
Glizzy Mobile.
Oh.
That'd be
Only
good.
topper allowed. No, but
God damn,
my
that's
favorite
good.
topper is the Halo topper. It's the cleanest. It's the only one I'll ever
Yeah.
use.
Did any of you guys
Bro.
get that bug the other day where, like, in your own goal there was just like 3 holographic targets? I don't know what caused it, but they were
What?
just really in your face. Like, you could do, it just showed like 3 targets on your own goal.
Get your white
What?
hat, Veeds. Get your white
And I don't
hat.
know what caused
don't
it,
give 'em
but it
out
was the most
anymore.
like you just
I know,
couldn't
try.
miss
It hurts my heart.
It was a
It was a Bakis
backers
mod
mod
glitch, okay.
glitch apparently. But
Oh,
Interesting.
that's insane. No, but I finally got the bug. I know we're veering off topic, but I finally got the bug that you talked about, Veeds, that I thought you were just out of your mind when you mentioned it before. Every single tournament I've ran, tournaments still aren't fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tournaments still aren't fixed, but every single tournament I run, every single match is on Starbase Arc.
It's on Starbase, yeah.
And if you take out Starbase, it's whatchamacallit next, the Salty Shores Day. And if you take out Salty
That's
Shores
better.
Day, it's Salty Shores Night.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a
Yep.
weird list that it's
Yep.
going by.
It goes
Yep.
between both Salty Shores. If you have them both, it goes between them both for me.
Please, dear God, fix tournaments.
I think there's a big
Right, there's
update
an
coming out here
entire-
soon
Oh,
because
okay.
they would have fixed this by now. Like
Right,
Yeah.
right.
they're postponing because I bet you they're about to release something else that's pretty big, and it could. And they're like,
They'll
we're
probably
just
be
gonna
doing it
break
on the
again.
F1 update. They're probably just releasing it for the F1 update.
But I was
But-
so surprised because last time I reported tournaments being broken, it took them, I think, 12 hours to get fixed. Like,
Remember the first time? Months.
Oh, it was months. Yeah.
Months.
And you know what the thing
And
about
half
that
a
was?
year,
They just
I
didn't
think.
know about it. They just like
No
nobody
way.
was vocal enough about
No
it.
way. That's
No,
not
I
even true.
I talked to one of
No,
the guys.
that is that is not. Then their communication isn't that
There
great
was
because
another
I
one.
remember telling people. multiple
Psionic's not
times.
having the best communication. You jest, Neato.
Yeah, but
I'm a
they gotta fix.
stay away
It
from
worked
this
for
one with a
it worked
10-foot
for a
pole.
while. Yeah, it worked for a while. So I don't blame them. Obviously, they have a lot. They have to update whatever. It's not uncommon for games to break after you do like a big update. But it would be nice to have some like, hey, we know it and we're working on it and it'll be fixed by XYZ. Like just
Exactly.
Guys,
just that.
transparency, man. Like that just having that ability to be like, hey, we hear you.
Guys, what's
Like,
your
that's all you-
favorite? What's your favorite glitch? What's your favorite bug that's happened in Rocket League?
I like
Mine
Neato.
specifically,
Oh.
mine that ruined my life was the glitch a couple months ago that they fixed rather quickly. But I never got my white hat for this, but I was the first one to
No
find
more white hats anymore.
to find this. But they had a glitch that lasted like a week where if you went to overtime and Rumble on spawn, like at kickoff, they'd give the other person the power up. They'd give one of the teams the power up on kickoff. And so if you went to overtime on Rumble, you went for kickoff, somebody just had a boxing glove and would just shoot it in the net.
I thought that was
so-
based off of like how long until your next power up was before going to overtime.
No,
She's talking about
but-
overtime,
but
so the
this
time
was
resets at that
overtime.
point.
Oh, okay.
So you should never start overtime with
Got
a
it.
power up.
Yeah.
They was glitching
Yeah.
over from the end of the game having it to going into overtime. A team would just start with a power up and you just sit there stunned.
Oof.
Like,
Yeah, that happened to me
what?
as well.
Yeah.
And it happened to me in one game, and I was so confused. Like I analyzed the replay afterwards because I didn't know what had happened. Everyone just started using power ups. The second kickoff had happened in overtime, and it was the most
That's
like,
not how it's designed.
crazy thing. Like
There's
I just
like a
didn't
there's a
understand what
you
was
don't know
going on.
like there's a super simple solution to that. It's just don't play Rumble.
Oh,
Just
is
avoid
that
that
it? Is that it, Neato? See,
Just take it out of the
There you
game.
go.
I'm just gonna
Where's
glaze
Gridiron?
over
Gridiron.
that, and I'm gonna glaze over that and just
Come
say
on.
that Try's favorite glitch is probably the one where he can't get back into Grand Champ.
Oh no!
It was a glitch
Hold
that he
on.
was in Grand Champ.
There was
You can't just
yeah,
I can't just throw the roast over to Try like that. That's unfair.
All right,
can't
going dark, boys.
Take
Going
Rumble
dark.
slander. I refuse to take Rumble slander in here. I will gladly point out that this man was a couple games away from SSL, and now he
dark.
can't get out of C3.
Stop it!
He's
Stop! Stop spreading these lies!
Leave him alone. You kicked him down already. You're
No.
destroying him.
That's for the hot tub comment.
Oh, that's
destroying
fair
it.
enough. That's fair. Oh
he
man,
killed him.
that one hurt, boys.
Ranny, have you
All right,
experienced
all
any
right.
glitches in
Bring it
game
back,
before we
bring it
move on?
No.
Okay.
God, the
No, wait, there was one
crossfire.
glitch I wanted to bring up. That's
Jeez.
been
I think
pretty
the-
bad.
The
Wait, no,
goal
you go, Veeds.
explosion one. The goal explosion one on the Champions Field.
Oh, the
Where it was just like
fog
it was just
coming
like
on.
like
The
10
mega
times
loud,
louder
yeah.
than it should have been. Yeah.
That
I
was
never
like,
heard
Green
it.
is an annoying
I
glitch,
just saw
honestly.
clips of it.
that I did hear that. That scared me once. Like legitimately got jump scared by Rocket League. I mean, I've been jump scared by Rocket League pretty much. Like when you're playing ones, it happens all the time because it'll be like, "Where is he?" And then he just immediately challenges me. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
He
yeah,
was
you're
behind the ball
dribbling
the
and then
whole
they just
time.
knock it off the top. It's like,
I
oh
get
my gosh.
so scared.
It's like the
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
goes through your screen sometimes. It's weird.
There's
Oh,
this
man, I get
glitch
it.
with a certain goal explosion, Reaper, and anytime somebody scores with Reaper, it doesn't matter if the car, like it always takes the top
It's always
layer
in front.
visually.
Yeah.
It
It's been
drives
like that
me
That's
since it
still
nuts.
came
a
out.
thing.
Yeah.
It's still
Yes.
It's that way with a lot of other goal explosions too. It's not just that goal explosion.
It
That's
does what?
nonsense.
Mhm.
Bah humbug. I
No
don't
matter
believe it.
no matter what's between you and the Reaper always shows as if it's in front of anything else, like it's right in front of
Drives
you.
me
Basically.
nuts.
Oh right. It's like all
Mhm.
heckin'
Yeah.
weird.
We should move on though. We
Okay.
should move on. Let's segue it professionally. All of these things are things that people have been able to make really good TikToks and YouTube shorts of and make good content out of. So that segues to our next topic. YouTube is making big moves out there, kind of similar to something that TikTok did a while ago, with the creator fund that actually got a lot of negative pushback with TikTok's creator fund of not really doing the best for the creators out there. So we're hoping this isn't going to be the same. But YouTube just introduced the YouTube Shorts Fund, where they're going to be putting, what is it, $100 million or something, $100 million
$100 million fund.
towards original content being produced from people to help push their new YouTube Shorts feature. I know it's been around for a while, but technically it was still in beta. So yeah, thoughts on that, guys?
Wish they had brought it out when my shorts were popping off. That'd have been great.
Right. What about?
So
I mean,
my
I
only-
wonder if the views will roll back. You know, you get some rollback money from all the views.
Yeah,
you
a
accumulated
million
before that.
views would have been. They would have at least
I
done
don't-
something.
I don't see the
What do you
point
think,
of
Randy?
YouTube Shorts. You could already upload short videos on YouTube.
It's
And those would do
it
really
is
well.
the YouTube
It's
short
for mobile.
algorithm will put them on a phone and you can scroll through much like TikTok. So like that is the
Oh.
form of content is shifting to vertical content because everybody's watching stuff on their phone. I get vertical commercials now on my phone. Like content
Yeah.
is shifting towards vertical. So for them to do that, for them to have a fun for people like, okay, now you can viably start making content on YouTube, specifically in short form. You don't have to be partnered by YouTube. This is huge. Like you don't have to be partnered by YouTube. Your
Yeah.
video just has to do well, and you have to be. I'm assuming, part of like an affiliate. Like it's a creator program, right? That you you opt into without having to be partnered,
Yep.
and you can make a little bit of money that way. I know that.
It's probably not a lot of money, but
I mean, it depends because I know that it depends on the views, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, you're gonna have to have several videos that get over 1 million views to like have any sort of like real viable income, right? But like,
Yeah.
it's still a good step towards like opening up that conversation everywhere. On the same
Can't
level,
be
I
worse
forgot
than the
that
TikTok
this
feed.
happened, but can't be worse than right.
That's what Prism
That
said.
also happened was that Twitter is also releasing like a tip, like small batches releasing like a
Oh,
tipping
boy.
feature
Yeah.
What?
on their platform as well. So like they're like social media,
Twitter
they're finding
OnlyFans?
so many. Yeah, see that.
If you remember, about 2 months ago, they also announced that it'll be rolling out where you can like lock certain tweets. You can have premium tweets. You can have a premium feature on your page
Oh
where
my
people can pay
gosh.
to see
I
certain tweets
Forgot
for
about
you.
that.
So this mixed with the tip jar, they're really moving towards a type of
Well, it's like Patreon. It's like paying for content, and everybody likes to immediately go towards like that sexual content because that's where it has been really popularized in the last year and a half. Where people have like blown up on OnlyFans or whatever, but it's not just that. It provides an outlet for people that are artists that have huge followings, like they can have like premium content and like obviously just like cosplayers and stuff like that, where they have a really big platform on Twitter. But they can't profit off of it. It's just ideas and trying to move them to your Patreon or whatever.
With the wave of NFTs and digital art that have been going out, Twitter has been a really huge platform that doesn't push your content down the way algorithms like Instagram and them do. And when people share their digital art or they share their NFTs or they share any form of that on Twitter, it is made or break, like it has made careers. Art reaching all these forms, and now they're able to, you know, put that hey, once they have that following, go, hey guys, you want a sneak peek early before I show this to everybody? Be a premium follower, because they don't use other platforms and things like that. Think about it for the Rocket League community. Think about it for the Rocket League community there are so many people in the Rocket League community that use Patreon that have huge followings on Twitter, Rocket Sledge, Lethamir, and all of that, who have obviously a lot more followers on Twitter than they have people wanting to click that extra link to go be a patron. You know, they can now go, hey, if you're a premium member on Twitter to the same realm of my patrons, you know what I mean, or whatever, you get to see this map early. You get to see this video early. You get to see this sneak peek of this content early. Here's a link to this. You get to play this workshop map early.
It's the right way to do it, honestly.
Guys, you want to see my brand new mechanic I added in with a stealing shot triple musty? You gotta pay. You gotta pay.
The Neato
It's
twist.
a really nice shot, right?
The
right.
Neato twist.
Oh my god. Yeah, but you gotta pay for it. It's not free.
Yeah. So it's not just for, like we said, everyone always wants to make the hot tub or the OnlyFans comments, but no, it's huge for creators that have their platform elsewhere. You have to remember that a lot of people have larger followings on certain platforms than they do on other platforms. And they make their stuff, and it can be really huge for them. But circling back to the YouTube Shorts fun that we were talking about, the thing about, because Ranny, and I see a lot of people being like, what's the point of YouTube Shorts and things like that? The TikTok, Vine, all of that conundrum is that it is really easy for people to want to follow or sub or whatever off of a short form content that appealed to their interest very quickly, a lot more than they go through and want to watch a 10-minute video and then decide if they're going to sub. You know what I mean? Or they'll forget to sub halfway through. I get more, and I know that this is because Try, you're the one who got me onto YouTube Shorts. I get more on average. I get more subs from like click through, like easily subbed from a piece of content. I get more subs from shorts than I do long form content, because it's really easy. It's really easy to scroll through a 30-second video and be like, sub, there's the button, and then just scroll up and move on. And it wasn't like a huge jump, and it wasn't a huge like dip over into something else. And so I think YouTube is seeing what other platforms have done for people's growth, and they're giving that to their creators who have been doing this for a long time.
And it's giving because my like most difficult part with YouTube was point of entry. So like I spent so much time on Twitch and making Twitch my main thing that it made the time commitment necessary for YouTube unfeasible. Like I couldn't afford to take the time to make like Sunless Con level quality content, because it's just like I can't invest 20 to 30 hours in a video and it flop. Like, because if I just invested an extra 10 hours even in a streaming, like I would see like much better growth. And shorts though, that's something that I could feasibly do, because it's only a 60-second max. So it's like, and if people like your content enough from a short, they'll subscribe, and then it's just like, it's making the transition easier for newer creators. So, yeah, I think it's actually like I thought it was going to be dumb, admittedly, when they first announced it. I was like, we've already got TikTok. But it's actually probably like the biggest brain decision YouTube has made is making short form content. Because I think even my, like, if I go to my like channel analytics on YouTube, like it is a staggering amount are mobile viewers. And if they're just scrolling on their phone trying to find a video and they stumble upon the shorts, it's like you can really get people that way. So
for sure,
I think it's smart.
Yeah.
I know we talked about not specifically like looking at chat. For those of you, we take this small segue. If you're still listening on Spotify, you can watch this on YouTube. You can watch us live every Wednesday at twitch.tv/space station. You get to see this VOD on our YouTube channel and all kinds of stuff. For those of you who can't visually see like Trihouse's reactions or like us acknowledging chat or when we get to the Q's and A's and stuff. But someone made a comment that I've actually seen a lot on the internet that said, I think that allowing shorts to be on platforms encourages laziness. And I do not agree. Obviously, it is easier to upload a 1-minute piece of content in some realms, you know what I mean? For those of us who, when it comes to triple dipping, which is really big for creators, sharing a TikTok over, sharing, a clip from your stream over, and all of that. But one, I'll never, ever, ever, ever diss what form of content people put out. Being a content creator is really hard. But for the creators, if you think about the people that came from Vine or TikTok, the amount of people who can do something really awesome and get people engaged and want them to get more content within 60 seconds is some of the most creative content I have ever seen in my life. If you can create a piece of content and get people to want to follow you and think that is the most amazing thing that they've ever seen in 60 seconds, that is a completely on its own level different feat than having 30 minutes to do it. You know what I mean? Having a stream to do it, having a 15-minute YouTube video to do it.
Yeah.
There are people who have created their whole careers around shorts, who have millions of followers just from shorts.
And you got to work smarter, not harder. You have to, if looking at it from a business perspective, if you want to make this a long-term thing, you can't not take the shortcut because I'm better than that. My content, I need more than 60 seconds. It's like that's how it's evolving. And if you're not going to jump on the train, it's going to leave without you. Like that's it.
Yeah, I looked up what my viewership percentages are. Just as a frame of reference, I haven't posted a short in a little while. So my views, 0.2% of my views came from shorts. So a really low amount because I haven't posted a short in forever. However, 40.7% of my views this last month came from mobile phones.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like so that's a staggering amount of my audience.
That's probably a bit low too. I'd expect it to be a bit more than that.
Oh, well, and computer is only 21.4%. Excuse me, 15.4% is tablet. 12.4 is TV? Jeez, I didn't know that.
Why don't they count tablet as mobile? What?
Well, I don't know.
TV could mean maybe apps, like a YouTube app on an Xbox or PlayStation, I'm assuming.
I assume some places also can buy into being called a tablet. So
yeah. And 9.5% is game console, which is I think even more ridiculously.
You can get YouTube on a Roku device, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That means more than 50% is mobile if you include tablet.
Exactly. And yet this is really dumb on me. I'm only got 0.2% of my views come from shorts right now. So yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing that YouTube's doing. It's going to, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But if it is, it's really good for content. It's really good for discoverability. It's really good to, give little trailers and stuff and to help creators grow and find other platforms with their content if they're not getting traction elsewhere. And it's just another way to make content. It's just another way for you guys to get to see more Rocket League content, which is what we love to see. And what we also love to see before we dive into our Q&A with chat, yesterday, kind of big pog, a lot of your Scuffed crew got featured on a really awesome list put out by Gamers Ready. Everyone here but Trihouse.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Appropriately, it was a list of underrated Rocket League streamers. It was a list. There was a really big variety, and I think it starts a nice discussion of what is considered to be underrated at what point in somebody's career. Are they underrated? When are they? And I don't think anybody ever gets to the point of being overrated. That's obviously falls on the opinion of people, but some people agreed that we should definitely be on the list, and other people did not because they thought maybe we're on an org, we're already partnered streamers, and in what way are we underrated? But if you look at the top streamers in Rocket League and in top streamers in general, it is very clear that there's a level discrepancy there, and it was really nice to see that. There's still. It was a nice reminder for me personally that I still have so much room to grow, and that potential is limitless as long as you put the work into it. So it was really nice to see. It was cool.
Yeah, and I so it was Gamers Ready. Gamers Ready released an article about us, or an article about a lot of amazing content creators, and it was the top 10 underrated Rocket League streamers to follow in 2021. Specifically, this one's for streamers. They've done an article on YouTube. They've done an article on YouTube and stuff before. And things like this, but it was specifically about Twitch streamers, and it was an honor. It was an honor to be included on the list for all of us, I think, and it was super great, and it did spark that conversation though, because a lot of people were like, "Hey, there's a wide difference here." Where somebody might not be partner, why are there partnered streamers on this list? And I think that specifically sparks a very important conversation that Twitch partner is not like an end all be all. It's honestly one of the very first steps, you know?
Yeah, but when you're trying to get it, you certainly think it is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like,
100% try. You applied one time.
I never wanted
I
anything
6.
more in my life.
It
shamed
is
you.
huge. It's a really big thing. But when you got Twitch partner, you weren't like, well, it's done now. Don't need to work my butt off. Don't need to.
Oops.
Ryan.
Well, you can even see when people have the mindset to get partner, and I don't want to use this word, but I am going to use this word desperately. Their community starts to revolve around that, so much so that once that they get partner, a lot of the people that were helping them get partner leave because they feel like their job is done, because you feel like your job is done. And that is not the case at all. So
yeah,
for personally, like in that sense, like I just tell people like 100% focus on your content, aside from being partnered. Act like you're already
What if there was
partnered,
different levels
you know?
of partner?
Oh, don't do
That.
that.
I mean,
Don't do
technically
this.
there are. They're
No.
just not. They're just not like.
Twitch doesn't
They're not like
acknowledge it.
very right. Obviously, there are partners like Pokimane and people all the way at the top that have other deals with Twitch. They've had contractual deals. They are getting, paid a certain amount of money from them plus whatever. I'm sure like they're under contract. So there's definitely different levels of being partner.
And I think
but only
yeah.
it's like at the very top.
I think
so.
it's worth remembering that although Rocket League has seen extreme, mega, insane growth since free to play, it has been phenomenal. It has been epic and all of that. And we're getting there. We're growing and all of that. Rocket League's base is a very small base of streamers on Twitch. And if you think about it, when you see, and this is pulling up numbers. When you see a Rocket League streamer with 100 viewers, you're like, wow, that's awesome. Even though we do have some that are sitting up there in the thousands, when you see a Rocket League streamer with 100 viewers in their chat, you're like, oh my God, you get comments of like, they're doing big things. They're a big streamer. If you see a streamer with 100 viewers in Valorant or Fortnite, they are not what people who watch those games and play consider a large streamer at all, because they have streams that are getting 30,000, 10,000, 5,000 consistently on a bad day, and that's not discrediting anyone. That's not saying that that's not insane and that that's a huge following and that that's all that there is. It's just saying that there are levels. It's just saying that there are levels and that everyone has a different opinion on what makes somebody a large streamer or what makes somebody underrated or overrated. And in the grand scheme of things, there are Rocket League content creators that are out there grinding their butts off, and just getting Twitch partner isn't the end for them. That is the first step along many of them just continuing to grow their content, because we all want Rocket League to eventually be something where people are getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and where people who right now are getting 30 views are getting hundreds, it's good for the community, and it's a
Rocket
super
League
big
best
privilege.
esport.
Rocket League is the best esport. Rocket League is a tier 1 esport, and it's fantastic.
Gamers Ready using the word underrated. I think technically everybody on this list is like everybody that I know personally that's on this list is an underrated streamer. 1000%. I think what most people were
1,000?
imagining Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, I had to go plus ultra. So the I think what most people were expecting from this list was a list of undiscovered streamers, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
Right. That's definitely something different to be undiscovered.
Yeah.
Because there is talent among the people that have, 20 views, 20, 30 views. They're there and they will be discovered, once they figure out how to get seen. That's the next step for those people, is how to get seen. How can I let people in on this? Because obviously you have people in your chats having a good time, and you're not when you're sitting at 20 and 30 viewers, that's when you know, like, okay, I can consider growing this even further, so.
And that's worth people looking at. That's worth people looking at and going, hey, let's make things around undiscovered streamers. And it's just being able to separate those two words and realize that, hey, while you might think that somebody is well established because they're on an org and they're on all of these things, there's still plenty of people who don't know who that person is. Because those of us as content creators, when we get articles written about us or as things, like, we still get hundreds of responses being like, who is this? Who are you? What do you mean? Why are you doing this? And while there are 30,000 people watching RLCS who primarily only watch RLCS and not content creators, to them, that is somebody. To be underrated, it's just a fact of a line. To be underrated, it does mean you have to have some bit of establishment. You know what I mean? That means that, hey, that is somebody who is out there putting out content and in their opinion, deserves a little bit more traction. It doesn't mean they deserve to be found for the first time.
Yeah.
And so there's just a difference. There are so many undiscovered content creators out there, and streamers and YouTubers and TikTokers who are putting out a lot of really, really, really great content, and I can't wait for them to be discovered. I can't. It's amazing.
Just got to keep grinding.
Yeah, underrated means you're at least rated.
Oh, those are the good times. Those are the good times when it was just like everybody that came into the chat was always like, "Oh my gosh, how are you only at this many viewers? You're so underrated." It did wonders for my ego.
Now he's flexing on us.
I do my best.
Somebody roast him quick.
And now people are like just roasting me about losing GC and hoops.
I've been getting people in my chat saying that I'm SSL, asking if I'm SSL, and I'm like, are you mental?
People ask me that, though,
Veeds, that's when you don't miss it. You go,
I don't know.
Are you mental?
I mean, but Trihouse, your chat roasting you is partially your fault.
You allow it.
It's got to be. I'm doing my best to stop it.
At some point,
too many shitiots to deal with.
I think you need to have a serious, like, if that's like, we're having heart on the Scuffcast. Like, if your community is turning to something that stresses you out, you need to have a heart-to-heart. Maybe you need to put out a video on Twitter like, hey, I love you guys, but I need a little bit more like encouragement because my mental health is suffering, Like, that's a valid thing for you to ask.
My ego's hurt, but I could.
As long because like you if you think, like, because like I was saying, I think it's partially your fault because you like the content that you create around it. So it's fine.
I was about to say, you milk it. You can't cry. You can't cry about it.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Yeah.
Mix your milk with your tears. I don't know.
It's a double-edged sword. It really is. But most of the viewers at the end of the night, if they can see it's not going well, most of them back off. It's the ones that don't. And then the mods come in and they either join the side that's still making fun of me, or they're like, hey, you shut up. Only we get to make fun of him. And they time
that's also a very valid thing. Like, you have to have established some sort of like a sort of level of respect with somebody before you can start throwing out roasts. And I think a lot of young adults and kids who are just like starting to like converse online, like they see other people like, oh, roasting, try, like, this is how I communicate online. I'm gonna start being mean to people and I'll make friends. And that's not how that works at all. Like, they lack the first step of gaining that, like, that mutual respect or whatever before they start just being so mean. Because they're like, oh, I'm just kidding. I was just joking. You can't take a joke. It's like, I can joke around with my friends, man, but I don't know you, so I think you're being serious.
It's like my mods are assholes. My mods are absolute assholes who I love very much. Great mods. Claps for mods always. Mods are the backbones. Backbones. They're the backbones. They were backbones of Twitch. But we tease each other, and they're mean, and then I'm mean to them. You know what I mean? And that's the conversation. But like, you go into their chat and you see a mod sword, which means they've been there for a while. They're a part of that community. And if somebody comes into the chat and just makes fun of me right away, like horrendously, says something offensively, they're going to get, timed out, or their comment deleting, or any of those things, because they, like Neato said, it's a relationship. It's common sense. The way you talk to your best friend isn't something you're going to say to a stranger when you go outside. And if you do, seek mental help.
My favorite part is when somebody who's not a mod but has been like a regular for a while sees a random come in and talk trash. They're like, mods, can we get this guy out of here? It's like they're not even a mod yet, and they know that this guy is out of line. They're like,
right.
He's talking way too much smack. Get him out.
Sometimes it's just like, you can tell when people are just like feeding into the negativity instead of like actually joking. You're like, no, you're being serious right now, and that's not cool. So, I mean, it's never gonna change. I feel like it's just never gonna change. But I try. I have like definitely a way more positive balance in my stream, because I was like, guys, I swear to God, if I'm really sensitive, and if you guys started telling me that I'm really bad when I'm grinding ranked, I'm gonna get off stream and never come back. So, but no, it really depends. However you want your chat to be. I can see the effect. Like, I feel like there are some like top streamers, for example, Scrub, who kind of let his chat go at some point, and now it's like, at least at the peak of his career, like his chat used to just absolutely love watching him get destroyed, and I just felt so bad when I watched, because I was like, man, these guys are just waiting for him to mess up at any moment.
I think it was Jesse. I think it was Jesse who tweeted about it one day, and he's like, I love the memes and I love the all that and stuff, but when I'm having a genuinely bad day and chat's just not letting up,
They go ham.
Yeah, it's remembering.
That's when you just scream at them. I've heard they like that, and that no.
They
respond well to that.
Oh man,
Monka
tips:
W.
scream at mods to get mods to come.
Dude, I just couldn't do that. I would feel like, I have this one memory from like 3rd grade. My teacher like screamed at us and like threw a tissue box across the room. Like, I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to be a teacher like screaming at our kids. Like, it just sends me back, man. I get like like that memory just comes back to me.
I'm the teacher.
Yeah, you're the teacher, Try. You're that teacher.
What a teacher.
Oh, I'm dead.
Throwing tissue boxes.
She was great, but she was weird, man. She overshared. I know too much about that lady.
Okay. I think we're spiraling, but I think it's
I
I
think off-topic light or something.
Yeah, we need a ding. But guys, we want to do something different. And we're going to be taking a Q&A from you guys. We're going to be taking a Q&A from our viewers watching us live.
Some relevant questions.
Relevant questions, please. But a little different this time is that we're each going to pick one question, so we don't go too over. We're each going to pick one question from the chat, and we're going to give our own opinion, and then we're going to move on. Just because, we went off topic a little bit too long. So look at these over here. Maybe get some inspiration, like just some questions about content creation or Rocket League or whatever. Because I want to make sure that they're relevant to the cast, and then we'll pick a silly one. But start.
There's going to be a lot of silly ones. I'm sure.
Let's start with Trihouse.
I get to pick. Well, the only question I see right now is asking if I'm going to do a hot tub stream. And that's a no.
All right, that's the first silly question. That's it. Nobody can pick a silly question.
You'd be down, Try?
No, I can't. I'm not gonna do a hot tub stream. It's never happening.
Oh, why? Why Try? Never mind.
See, you can't go down these rabbit holes. You can't do this. Okay. I need questions. Okay. Like when you went from 20. Okay. Would love to know how/when it really clicked and you went from 20 viewers to partner level. I know this is super broad, but would love the insight. So the furnace, the moment it clicked for me wasn't from 20 viewers. The struggle, the real struggle bus was getting from like 45 to 75 was the really hard part, because up until that point, all I had to do, I could be bad at the game and I could just keep up 20 conversations, or I could keep up as many conversations as I wanted. And like, people were just invested because I was always talking to them. Especially like, I still try to keep up with chat now, but back when I was like first starting out, that was like SSL at keeping up with chat. Like, and being pretty mediocre at the game. And it's like finding that transition from my content being a bunch of conversations to something other than that. And like, there has to be something about you that people want to watch instead of just wanting to talk to you. And finding that, how you make that happen is what makes it click for me. So it's like, a lot of people wanted to see me fail. Like, that was, and I know that now, but at the time I was just like, I'm just going to keep hosting tournaments because that was getting me the views, because people wanted to see high level players playing against each other, and Johnny Boy wasn't always live. So I was like a Walmart Johnny Boy for a while. And like, I found every different way I could to bring in viewers that didn't necessarily need to be talking to me all the time. And big braining those strats, that's like kind of how it clicks. It's figuring out I can do that. And yeah, I know that was like super long response, but yes, that's.
I like it. Good response.
Like it. Yeah.
Any questions for Neato?
Me?
Yeah.
Chat,
I was trying
questions
to
for
look.
Neato.
Well, I mean, I was scrolling. I can scroll, so I can look for one that's
I can
good
vamp more
amongst
if we
the
need to.
Pepega questions in the chat. I have to never ever mod again because I always click the wrong button and end up like accidentally banning people.
Happens to me
But
all
let's
the time.
see. Let us see here. Question for me. Segue to the YouTube undiscovered thing. Do you think Twitch or YouTube is easier to grow on? I think YouTube, if you dedicate the right amount of time to YouTube consistently and producing content that is, that you are evolving and like learning from other people, YouTube will grow faster. Twitch's problem is that Twitch in itself does not make it easy for people to discover you. Like, they don't have a shorts feature where you can scroll through a bunch of clips. You have to go to somebody's page to look at their clips, and they don't have anything like that. They have a recommended, but generally people recommended, or they at least have a established viewership. At least, like, I've never really seen people with like 3, 4, 5 views in my recommended. That just doesn't happen. So personally, like, to compare the two, YouTube would definitely be better, because I've seen people who they have a 10K, let's say 10K subscribers on YouTube. They're trying to grow their YouTube. They stream for Twitch on the first time, and they almost always have a larger viewership than anybody who has been grinding on Twitch and continuing to stay like at 5 viewers, because they have an established audience on YouTube. That said, to grow on Twitch, you basically have to establish audiences outside of Twitch. For me personally, something that really helped was Twitter, because I like conversing with people and starting conversations. And for me, that was like the first thing that I did. I went on Twitter and I followed literally everybody who had RL in their name. That was like the first thing that I did. I remember, because I wanted to be in the loop, and it really, really helped, because then I recognized people. The first 6 months of streaming, I had the opportunity and the privilege to go to a LAN, and because I recognized all those people's faces, I was able to go up and introduce myself, like, oh, I know you do this and blah blah blah, and that was huge. So definitely, like, continue posting everywhere. Like, you can't just pick and choose whether, like, if you're wanting to create content, like, you kind of have to have this like 360 approach to it. There has to be like pieces of everything. There's going to be things that you like more, and then the things that you like less, and eventually as you grow, you can outsource that kind of stuff. So for me, YouTube is not the fun part for me. Eventually, I'll have an editor that does that for me, you know? So I just have to work through it until I can get to that point. So yeah, that's my answer to that one.
Yeah.
Ranny, you choose. You choose the question. You can
I choose
scroll
a question.
through. Yeah.
Okay. There was one that I liked. Where'd it go? Oh, there's one about, do you still enjoy Rocket League, or do you only play it because it's part of your career? By Nedzy, of course. Nedzy, I would say that I still enjoy Rocket League. We kind of talked about this in the last podcast, I believe. But as long as you enjoy improving and you enjoy games with a very high skill ceiling, I think Rocket League is very hard to get completely burnt out on. So I still enjoy it, and I'm coming up on 10,000 hours.
So many
Right,
hours.
like you have to motivate yourself though. Like there are moments where
Mhm.
you have to be like, okay, what's my next step? Like you can't just
Yep.
let it happen for you. Yeah.
There's going to be some burnout, but if you are always trying to improve, there's, limitless things to improve on. And if you've technically learned everything, which is almost impossible, then you can work on improving consistency. So, yeah. That's all for me. Veeds?
Honestly, that was the question I was looking at as well, but I guess I'll go with another
You can
one.
answer it too.
You can
You're
answer
welcome
it if
to.
you don't want to answer any of the other ones.
Yeah, it might save a bit of scrolling.
And it
yeah,
might not be next.
so for the same sort of question, then think I've been playing since it released in 2015, and there's never really been a time, like a period longer than say a month or two, that I haven't played. And I think that even that was like in the very early days when there was other games that were coming out that would take my time. But yeah, I think if you ever get to the point where you're not enjoying it, just don't be scared to take breaks, because sometimes you'll take a couple of weeks off, and then you'll think to yourself like, I really want to play some Rocket League now. Like it's been long enough, and you'll come back to it and you'll love it again. But I think for me, if I wasn't doing content, I don't think I would enjoy it as much. But I don't do it for the content. I do it because I still enjoy it. But I think creating content around Rocket League is part of the reason why I enjoy it so much. So I can understand why somebody's been playing it since it came out nearly 6 years ago. If they are burnt out on it, they don't enjoy it as much anymore, but all they do is play it, I can kind of understand that a little bit more. But I think it was I saw somebody on Twitter tweet about this earlier, actually. I can't remember, it was somebody in Pulse. I can't remember which member of Pulse it was. And he was saying like he hates Rocket League now. And he's only doing it. He only continues to play Rocket League because of the position that he's in. Like he's really good at the game. He's built his career around Rocket League, and now he's only playing it because of the status that he has. He actually hates playing the game. So for some people, it's
no
way.
They find themselves in a rough spot.
I feel like that's a mentality thing that he could work out. He could like, for me, I had that rut. I was like, I hate this game. Like what is going on? And then I realized it wasn't the game. It was me. Like it was me. So I had to think about it differently. It could be that way for him too. And he'll realize it later, because you don't just play 10,000-12,000 hours or something and just hate it one day.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of people kind of quit and come back after a while.
If you're playing like every single day because you're a freestyler, you're one of the best freestylers in the world, and you're playing every single day because it's over time, you can grow to like hate what you do in your daily routine with it.
Yep.
Which that's probably more the issue. Like if you take time away from the game and then limit yourself to playing an hour a day, or take a week off, literally just don't play the game, play something else. It's coming up to summer like shortly, just get outside, spend a bit of time away from your setup or something like that.
What's outside?
Not Rocket League.
Yeah.
I can't go there right now because of quarantine. So.
Wait, what is outside? Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
New DLC.
So I'll take the next one. That was from Galactic RQ. What pushed you to do the 1 year challenge and then the 2 year? I can't imagine streaming every day for 2 years. Well, one, Ranny. Ranny was the very first person in the Rocket League community to do a 1 year challenge. He did a 6 month challenge and then he did a 1 year challenge, and it was really awesome. But the reason I decided to do it was because with my experience, not one that I would necessarily recommend to a lot of people, but when I wanted to, you know, make my mark in the Rocket League community, I full sent a lot of time and a lot of time. And my impact of knowing is because I had a lot of time and I had a lot of spare time. So I was like, I'm just going to stream constantly. I'm going to stream constantly, and I'm going to stream 12 hours today and 14 hours, 16 hours today, every single day. And that's what I was doing. And I was doing,
Widow would be online. Like,
there was a time where you knew I would always be online. And with that, and I was doing 100-hour challenges, and I was just looking for the next big thing, because in the long run of it, I wanted to be able to also do other things. Expand my content, you know, spend time with my roommates, you know, and do all of those things, and my dogs and stuff. And so I didn't necessarily want to have to stream 18 hours, you know, a day every single day. So I was just like, hey, I want to be my, you know, Ranny was the first one to do the 1 year. I was like, I want to be the first female Rocket League streamer to do the 1 year. And the reason I ended up turning it into a 2 year is because it was the best year of my life. And so many things happened that were only possible because I was constantly grinding and constantly streaming, and I was getting to know so many more people in the community. I joined Space Station Gaming during my 1 year challenge. We moved to Austin during the 1 year challenge. You know, the community spotlight and all of those things happened during the 1 year challenge, and they were noticed because of the 1 year challenge, and that's what people were in. So I said, hey, I no longer want to live under my boyfriend's shadow of being in the 1 year challenge. I'm gonna one up him. And I was like, I want to make it a 2. And at the end of it, I'm not the best Rocket League player in the world. I'm not the, you know, most energetic. I'm not the most any of this, but I want to make my own mark, and I want to make my own milestones and do big things for the community that's done things for me. And at the end of it, I'll get to be the first, you know, Rocket League streamer to do a 2 year challenge. And for me, it's just being able to make my own mark in a game that is done, in a community that's done so much for me and has done so much for everyone that I know and that I love, is that I just want to keep providing content. I want to keep providing content and getting it out there, you know, for people, and do big things. And I think that's what we all want to do. I think we all just want to do our big things. So thanks for making it possible for all of us. We wouldn't be here without you.
Very true. That is true. Yeah. That is a huge point. Before we wrap things up, I do want to point out that community, when you are trying to be a content creator, is huge, especially if you're not like a professional esport player. Those guys, their skill speaks for themselves. They can go online, just have the game up, no camera, and 3,000 people will be watching them because they have the skill to pay the bills. But if you don't have the skill to pay the bills, you have to find something else. And a lot of that is creating a community and getting people to believe in you. And so that's a lot in part to you guys that are watching us today. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this if Space Station didn't think that you guys would show up to watch. So thank you guys so much. Is there anything else? Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before I end it?
I just want to throw onto that, considering that community is such a big thing. I want to announce that I am giving away 10,000 Lamborghinis to anyone that exists.
Your girlfriend would like a car.
Wait, anybody that exists is eligible for 10,000?
Everyone is getting 10,000.
You heard it here.
You have to be following the Scuffed cast on Twitter.
You have to be following the stream, and if you're existing, I got you.
You must be following SSG Scuffed Cast on Twitter to win your Lamborghini. And I'm sad you didn't give me one
Lamborghinis. Everyone's getting 10,000.
What's the link? Isn't there a command that'll link to the Twitter? There's got to be one.
Yeah, we're almost to 1,000 on the Twitter, so thank you guys so much for all the support, always. And as we wrap things up, I'd like to remind you guys, you can find us on a lot of other social media platforms. Listen to this podcast on Spotify and Apple Music, and all through the anchor.fm/SSG Scuffcast link. Sorry, I got caught up a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Please leave some feedback on the Twitter, on anywhere you can find us. We're always happy to hear back from you, friends. And until next time, until next week.
Thank you guys
so much for
so
being here.
much.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We love y'all.
Bye.
Take care.